What's good, YouTube? Doc Shock coming at you with another installment of music. We're doing a tier list today of a very special band to us. If you can read, you will know. Day to remember, we're going to rank their albums to least to greatest, from greatest to least, however you want to word it, whatever.
From extra most bestest to kind of most bestest to bestest.
And the one that's the left in the column to the most, like for example, I'll just move to if it's like this, that means and their name was treason and then bad vibration. So I consider this album greater than this album, if that makes sense. But they're still both would be S tier, if that were to make sense. And then we're gonna start from left to right. The right one. Now I'm looking at the monitor. I should have the left one.
You should have the left one.
Yes.
Valid point.
So this will be mine.
Yes.
And this will be Drake's.
That'll be mine.
Yes.
Down over there.
Yes. And you can also find this as well. I'll put the link in the description below, so that way if you guys want to rank your list and save it and send it to us on Instagram,
That'd be dope.
Go for it. Do it.
Oh, yeah.
Link will be also in the description below, okay? For Instagram, Twitch, everything that we do, find us. But, and their name was Treason. I'm gonna start with that one. That's the first album right there. I don't think they have a bad album.
I 100% agree.
I think they don't have some albums that pertain to me, and we'll get to those ones later. But I think this one is a very good album, and it was like their first album that they ever created.
Yeah,
I believe.
And I love all the like little things they do with some of the intros with different movies.
Yeah,
that was probably one of my favorite songs off that album. Has the Boondock Saints.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm looking at the set list right now on my phone or list.
Meow meow.
Should Have Killed Me When You Had the Chance is my favorite off the album.
Okay. Mine is
1958, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I think it's a fantastic album. I don't think it's their best work though. So I'm gonna put that at B tier for me. Because like it's a very good album and it's something that I would still listen to because I consider them one of like the greatest bands to ever exist in metalcore.
Top tier band.
Yeah, top tier band, in my opinion. They just do everything right. Marketing. They have catchy songs. They got breakdowns. So like everything that you would look for in a band that's metalcore, this would be it.
100%.
So,
I put this album at A.
At A.
I give it A tier. Like I thrash to this album. Like there's not a single song on that album that like I can hold my head steady while listening to it.
Yeah, it's a very, very good album, but it's the least listened to album I have from them.
Understandable.
If that makes any sense. So like that's why I'm giving it a B tier, because just the sheer amount of plays I don't have.
Yeah.
In it. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then we're gonna go to Bad Vibrations. This was actually their second most recent album.
Yeah. The cover is I love the cover of it.
I actually bought their collector's edition box to this one, and I have like a hoodie that's like splattered in like white paint that's black.
Nice.
It's pretty dope.
Well, I have that full sweatshirt.
Oh yeah.
That's the front and back of the album cover.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did get that. I did
Yeah.
remember you buying that. Exposed, Reassemble, fantastic songs. Like they're like probably the best mix and like heavy to like soft stuff in there. Same thing with Paranoia.
Paranoia is probably my favorite off of that
Well,
album.
that was their single released off of it.
Okay, that makes sense.
That was their first song released off of it, and that made me super excited for this album. This album's like really, really good, in my opinion. They tried to go a little bit of a different step,
Okay.
and I think they did it right. There's a lot of times where bands don't do it right. I'm gonna give this an A tier. I think it's a very good step in the right direction for them being in metalcore for so long. This is their sixth album.
Yeah.
So can't be mad about it.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of have the same. I mean, I don't feel like anything A Day to Remember has put out has been like hot garbage. Like, I would purchase all of them again if I didn't already own them all.
Yeah,
But I would put this in the B tier for Bad Vibrations. I would say it is. I would say my least favorite A Day to Remember album, but saying least favorite A Day to Remember album is still better than many other albums out there.
correct.
So,
Yeah. I mean, if like this was like an album tier list for several bands, I
Yeah.
don't think that any one of their albums would be below A, in my opinion. But since it's just strictly A Day to Remember,
right.
yeah. But also going into the next pick, which is Common Courtesy. I know every song off pretty much every album that they have, but specifically this one, because this is when I started to get really, really big into metalcore. They released this
Okay.
album. I was going through a lot of shit personally with women and just struggling mentally with some stuff. So this album holds a lot of value to me.
Okay.
So that's why it's S tier for me. It's
Makes
also
sense.
got 15 or 16 songs on it as well. So there's a lot of music on it. There's a lot of good variety. Every song on it is catchy.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's some good breakdowns on it too. Like,
correct.
I feel like some hidden ones that you wouldn't even think of, and like that I remember where they just go into like storytelling afterwards. That was really cool.
Yeah. That's probably my least favorite song because of the storytelling aspect.
I
'Cause
skipped the stories, but
well, it's cool the first time you hear it, but it's not
Sure.
cool after that.
yeah, like it
Yeah.
should have been a skit.
Correct. It should have been something on its own.
Correct.
That I can either delete or I can skip every time. And
Yeah.
because now I listen to that end of that song and then I'm like, I got to skip it because it's like a
Yeah.
10-minute song.
It is.
Yeah. But I actually have lyrics tattooed on my side from same book but never the same page as well. It's you're just a notch in the wall that made me. So meaning like no matter how many struggles I have, I'll patch that wall up and we'll keep going. That's what I got from it personally.
Yeah. No, I definitely feel that, man.
Yeah, so that's why it's ranked S tier to me, just because like music that I was listening to at the time, like that was like one of the big ones, and that's kind of the
Uh,
heck.
uh,
Oh,
that was weird.
oh, okay.
What
So
the hell? Yeah, that was
okay,
very weird.
yeah, but yeah. So Common Courtesy is very highly regarded to me. It's a very good album. A lot of mix, a lot of everything like that. Where do you put it?
I put it in S.
You put it in S tier?
Yeah, mine does hit the S category. It came out when I was working at Hot Topic, along with What Separates Me from You. I was at Hot Topic for both of those. Um, I will say Common Courtesy took a couple years to grow on me. It was a soft build. Like when it first came out, I, being the metal elitist that I am, as people have called me, I was like, this isn't heavy. Like
Yeah.
after just getting done listening to the past two albums, I was like, oh, come on, A Day to Remember.
Well, you got to realize there's a lot of soft songs on What Separates from Me from You as well.
Yeah. But I don't think I don't know.
Together.
I feel like Second Sucks just drowned it out every single song.
Dude, violence on this album is so good, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying,
That's
like-
such a heavy song.
But it took me so much to understand it.
Yeah.
So like that was definitely a multiple listen.
Yeah.
Honestly, grow in myself to enjoy it. And now I'm
Yeah.
like, poof, S tier. Like, dude, I love Right Back at It Again. Probably my favorite song off that album.
Dude, Dead and Buried. Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail, bro. Oh,
I mean, they're all great.
yeah, dude. They're like, I don't think there's a bad song on this album.
There really isn't.
Yeah,
I tried to find my absolute favorite song. Like after I went through, I re-listened to all these, and then I put every album on shuffle, and I was like screenshotting, like not even off album, just like as songs, and then I was like comparing them in that way as
Yeah.
like drive to work. So
I don't know. I think the best song off the album that tells a story that has a very good mix is the document that speaks to it for itself. Because like there's good breakdowns in it. It tells about like a relationship and I assume like a divorce because it's like the document speaks for itself, like him signing the paper, like I don't want to be with you anymore type thing.
Yeah.
Like he's going through some hardship and it's not even him because I don't even think he was divorced or anything like that. But like it's just like the whole aspect of the album.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the reasoning around it.
Correct. But then we'll go to the next one for those who have heart. This is actually the first song that I've ever heard by A Day to Remember was the Play in the Bottom of the Panhandle.
My favorite song off that album.
Yeah, dude, I love that song. I love You Should Have Killed Me when you had the chance, dude. Very good song.
Dude, Monument?
Monument.
Fucking Monument, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's played at every single A Day to Remember concert I've been at.
Except the last one, wasn't
They didn't play Pretty sure they played Monument.
I don't think they did.
They probably didn't because I was drunk. But that's not the point.
A Colder Than My Heart. Great fucking Danger and Starting a Fire, dude. Like there's so many good ones that like it's up there, so that's S tier to me as well. I have a lot of trouble ranking some of these because like they're the song list, but like if I can't not put that in A tier just because like there's so many good songs on it. It's
because of like the nostalgia and
correct, yeah. Granted, the first album I ever listened to them fully by is literally Common Courtesy. Fell in love with that album, listened to their whole discography, loved them ever since.
Makes
that's
sense.
What, like they're like one of my top 5 favorite bands.
Right.
But I mean that could change if they continue to make some music that's not so bueno. But
you're welcome.
But what do you got for that?
That goes in A tier. But the first section of A tier.
There. Oop,
yep.
There.
Yeah. So, because I couldn't S tier everything, so I put a little trickle down like with that. Because it has so much nostalgia, but the reason that both of those albums are in A tier instead of S tier is just the sound quality. Just the fact of like what they learned with different producers and how to make more of a quality album.
Yeah.
And that's what puts that, like, if they were to remake or remaster both of those albums, I don't know that I can't put them in S tier.
Well, and here's the thing. With Common Courtesy, that's when they started going solo. Like, they're their own producer now. So, their quality only got better, too, especially because they're the ones that are producing everything. So, it sounds exactly how they want it to sound. Jeremy also writes music for a lot of people as well. Like, he, co-writes. Like, he's not ghostwriting, but, he's there to, give, drive and direction. And example is the Wage War song, High Horse.
True.
That song, Jeremy had a piece in writing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if Wage War's under their label, but they're both from Ocala. Both bands are from Ocala, Florida. So
makes sense.
Yeah. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Homesick. Okay, listen. This album is the first album that made me think that this is the band that has it all, because everyone talks about big breakdowns and everybody that listens to metalcore knows the breakdown, disrespect your surroundings.
Yeah, literally
everybody.
Disrespect your surroundings.
Everybody. It's an A tier. It's not greater than Common Courtesy. S tier, sorry. S tier. Because Common Courtesy holds a different type of value to me.
Yeah.
So, but if I didn't have that, I would probably say it's better than Common Courtesy. But, dude, the breakdowns in this album are nuts.
Brutal as shit.
And there's even slow songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the one with Haley Williams, If It Means a Lot to You.
Dude,
Great
Dude,
song.
that song just puts chills.
Yeah.
Like the hairs just stand up while I'm listening to it. Like that's one thing. Like I would say I'm not a huge Paramore fan, but if I was to see them together, that would actually be really dope to see that live.
Yeah, but they don't make music together anymore.
Well, correct. But
Yeah.
I just meant like if Haley Williams was to
Yeah,
like pop up at an A Day to Remember show or something like that.
that'd be lit. Well, I don't like her music, her solo music at all.
Valid.
I think it's just because I feel like she could do better, and I also
Okay.
feel like the mixes aren't very good.
Got it.
If that makes any sense.
It does.
Yeah. But
So I would put this S tier before Common Courtesy
before
on my list.
Okay.
Just because, dude, those breakdowns.
yeah,
There's so like that is a day to remember where like when I go to a concert and just the riff starts and you just
Yeah.
know it's off that album.
yeah,
Everyone just goes fucking nuts.
well, when we seen them live, they played 2 songs from that album, "Mr. Highway Thinking About the End,"
Yep.
and they played "Downfall of Us All."
Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't play my favorite song. It's fine. Made a Wax Larry, but you know what?
Eh.
So it's hard to pick and choose
Yeah.
at that point. Like they also didn't play my number one favorite song of all time. So,
Yeah,
which we'll get to a little later.
yeah.
Ah,
Whoops. We're on You're Welcome. Not even gonna waste any time there. That's to me their worst album they've ever
Yeah.
made.
It was their last chance to dance, and well, they Viva La Mexico.
Terrible song. FYM money or FYM. Fuck you money. Terrible song to me.
Great song.
I don't like it. I can't.
No, I
stand
know.
it. It's so like
But at least we 100% agree on Viva La Mexico.
it's a song that's written to like to me
Piss you off.
no to like to be catchy to be so catchy that you can't get it out of your head and I'm
Yeah.
like I don't like
I don't want that.
yeah I don't conform to this so yeah can't stand this album for that song and
Okay.
that's why it's their worst album ever created to me. They have really good songs off. I also don't like Mind Reader, and that's probably one of the best songs.
I actually like that song.
Like I don't hate it, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I definitely don't care for it more than about half the other songs. I think Bloodsucker is the best song off the album. I think it's catchy, it's got some good meaning. Lyrically, it's written really well. I like that. And Resentment, I like a lot.
So I'm stuck between Resentment and Last Chance to Dance.
Last Chance to Dance is really, really good too.
Yeah.
Those are like my 3 favorite songs off of this album. I also only have listened to it probably 10 to 15 times since it came out, which is not a lot.
Since it came out this year, I mean,
Comparatively to the amount of times I've listened to Bad Vibration, or not even Bad Vibrations, because I don't think I've listened to that album that much comparatively to Common Courtesy or Homesick,
right.
which I've listened to so many times. You don't even know.
I could imagine.
Yeah. But where do you put Your Welcome?
B, but before Bad Vibrations.
Okay.
Only because there's only one song I dislike off of You're Welcome. After listening to it many, many times, Bad Vibrations, I had a couple songs, and that's kind of what like
Yeah.
determined my placement for it.
Yeah.
With that,
Which makes sense. I mean, I just think that it was written in a better headspace, and that's why I think it's a better album. Or Bad
Understand.
Vibrations.
yeah. No,
like-
I got what you were
Yeah,
saying.
because Your Welcome was written during like COVID and shit. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a lot of albums that were written
Yeah.
during like that like struggle period aren't
were a
gonna be
stretch.
aren't gonna be very
Except for
good.
Attila.
Tilla's album was actually
They took that whole 2 years, but that's not what we're talking about. Anyways, what separates me from you? How are we gonna end this out?
I don't know. Sticks and Bricks. You Be Tails, I'll Be Sonic, bro. Oh my god, Second sucks.
My absolute
This
hands
is-
down top of day to remember song of all time.
This is the house that Doubt built, bro. There's so many good songs in this one as well.
Dude, this is such a
And
knee
you're not
slapper.
going to see this from me, but Yeah, I have to. Yeah. I have four S tier. This is why they're one of my favorite bands.
Well, like I don't know. I knew it was going up there. I just wasn't expecting it to be that far down.
Dude,
But I get it.
I think Homesick has better breakdowns.
Yeah.
Even though the intro, my favorite song off of this album is "You Be Tails, I'll Be Sonic," because the intro to that song is like, "I'm a mess," and then just fucking goes off, and I'm like, bro. Yeah, Second Sucks, very, very good. Kind of short though. That's why it's a good opening song. And that's why I'm sad they didn't play it.
Correct.
That's the song they
Plus,
did.
I love it's honestly still probably my favorite A Day to Remember music video. Because they did, yeah, that's exactly right. So when they did the Second Sucks music video, they did Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And right when it starts, to finish him, like they put themselves into an arcade machine.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking
yeah.
Seeing that play, because I was at Hot Topic during that, and we had the TV. So just seeing that shit play all the time.
Yeah.
I used to always just hit repeat. My customers probably hated me, but guess what?
Whatever.
Pedal up your ass.
Yeah. Not. I don't think they have a bad album.
Nope.
I just have albums that like I don't think are as good as the other ones.
Yeah.
The most disappointing one to me was definitely You're Welcome, though, in my opinion. Granted, because like I was like so ready for it,
right.
And then like they released some singles from it, like Mind Reader. I was like, not bad. And then they released Resentment. I was like, hell yeah. And then they released Brick Wall, and I was like, no.
You're like, fuck.
No. And then it turns out like when you listen to certain music over and over and over again, you like become accustomed to it, right?
Yeah.
So like I still like all of like half the tracks on there. I just don't like Viva La Mexico and FYM. Those two songs
just rub you the wrong way.
Yeah, and I mean they have so many hits that like whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like get rid of them. I don't care. I'll just not listen to them. I'm not gonna be mad at them for trying to make something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, it's just it is what it is, and
for sure,
I love them still. So
sounds about right.
Yeah. But that's where we are gonna end it here. Make sure you watch the podcast. It's posted everywhere on Friday at 4 p.m. EST, and if you want to watch us live, we stream at 9 p.m. on Mondays.
Yeah, we do.
And then you can also watch Beer Adventures and get a sick ass cup. If you want a cup, can't have any.
Selling them bitches.
Yeah. So if you want one, hit us up on Instagram. We'll figure something out to get it to you. But if not, peace and love, guys. See you later.